Hi folks, John Christopher here from Events Horizon and welcome to my YouTube channel, Blank Canvas. A couple of weeks ago I was over at Matt Widgery's place where we shot a YouTube video concerning the Fuji X Pro1 and what you could do with it with off-camera flash. Especially off-camera flash with the shiny speed lights and the Yongnuo radio triggers. If you follow the links below, it'll take you straight there. Anyway, while I was there, me and Matt decided to shoot another video, but just for me. And this time it was about the contents of my Go Anywhere bag, which also contains, yes, you guessed it, my Fuji X Pro1. The video's coming up and I really hope you enjoy it. If you need any more details about me or who I am and what I do, follow the links below and it'll take you straight there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. Bye. I'm going to show you what I carry in this bag and how I carry it and why I carry it. Now, I come from a journalistic background. Even more than that, I was brought upon in a council estate in Wolverhampton. So I'm very, very picky about protecting my equipment because it took a lot of hard work and a lot of money, and I don't want to have any of my equipment damaged or anything like that. Blah, blah, blah. And apart from the fact that I've been waiting to lay my hands on X Pro1 for a long, long time, ever since the camera came out, this is doubly why I want to make sure that anything in this bag stays the way I originally bought it. And this is why all my gear comes covered, and most of my gear is wrapped in a kind of neoprene pouch. Now, neoprene is the same stuff that is used in wetsuits and surfer dudes suits for blah blah blah. It's the great thing about neoprene is that it's very, very stretchable, very, very flexible, and it just wraps itself tightly around anything you put inside, and nice and snug, so it protects everything inside it. And if I've got any other gear that's wrapped in neoprene, it protects it from rubbing up against anything else. Now, it minimises scratchings and stuff like that and blah blah blah. This is my Fuji X Pro1, and yes, like all black men, the first thing I did was pimped it up a bit. So I pimped it up with a lovely grip, and this has the added benefit that's got an Arca shoe, which means I can mount it quickly on a Arca tripod mount, either vertically or horizontally. I've got instant access to the battery compartment and to the accessory compartment there, and the PC, flash PC socket, so I can kind of mount an external flash with a PC cord. The other thing that I've got on this camera that I've pimped up is this. This is a thumbs up. This particular one is made by a company called iShoot, and the reason I went for it is it's got a external accessory flash shoe, which is a cold flash shoe, which means that it won't be able to talk to the X Pro1's original flash shoe, which means the only way that I can get a flash gun to fire from it, if it's mounted in this hot shoe, is to connect a PC cord from the flash gun to the PC interface there. It gives me anyway a real nice chunky feeling with the camera, and the great thing is that it keeps my thumb away from either the quick dial access button or AFL and AEL and AFL button, but I use this as the back focus button, and I recommend to anybody with an X Pro1 to learn how to use back button focusing, because quite frankly it is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The other thing I recommend that you do is that you uprate your camera to the latest firmware, because I mean, this is not quite the latest firmware, but there's, you know, I wouldn't be surprised there's a fair few X Pro 1s out there that haven't been firmware updated for a long time. So upgrade your firmware, and trust me when I tell you, Fuji really are on top of this camera. I had a few problems with this camera a couple of weeks ago, and it was freezing all the time, and so I returned it back to Fuji, and they kindly replaced the lens mount and replaced the main board and brought it back to me, and since then, quite frankly, it's been superb. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit. So glad I got it. I only have one lens with the Fuji X Pro1, and it's a kit lens. And when you hear the word kit lens, you would have thought it's cheap, cheerful, and rather crap. Not so with this one. It's the 18 to 55, and at the 18 end it's f2.8, and at the 55 it's f4. So basically I'll lose a stop. But everything else about this lens is truly brilliant. It's well constructed. I mean, it's rock solid. It's meckle as far as the eye can see. It's a beautiful form. It's what I call a Goldilocks lens. It's not so big and it's not so small. It's just the perfect size for our X Pro 1. And the same thing applies in many respects to the focal length. Like I said, it's 18 to 55. So when we're talking about the 35mm equivalent, it's basically a 28 to 70, which for me covers basically everything I need. It's rare that I'm going to go anything wider than a 28. Okay, I'd be happy if it was like 24, and a 70 for me it's the perfect nice short telephoto. Okay, I lose the stop, but you know what, I lose one end I get. And with this one I've got IS image stabilization with this lens, and I've used this lens down to, ridiculous, down to like a fourth of a second, and I'm still getting tack sharp images, and this is wide open. Jesus, Lord have mercy. Anybody that doesn't buy this kit lens, they must have rocks for brains, because it's brilliant. Some of the places that I go to, I do not want to be swapping lenses too much, because for the fear of getting sand, dirt and all kinds of nasty foreign bodies inside my X Pro 1 body. So, that's the other reason. Okay, it's not weather sealed. Hopefully, Fuji, please hear me. When you can bring out the X Pro 2 and make sure it's weather sealed, and if you're going to do Mark II of this lens, make sure this is weather sealed as well. But quite frankly, it's just a cracking good lens. It's a great price. I bought this for 250 quid, best 250 quid I've ever spent in my entire life. I'm a great one for off-camera flash, and it's one of the few third-party flash guns that's actually dedicated to the X series of Fuji cameras, is the Nissin i40 flash gun. Nice, small, compact, and as you can see, I'll just fit it on the body quick. You see, it's nicely balanced. It doesn't tip over the camera. It doesn't, it's, what can I say? It's just a really nice, makes a really nice partner for the X Pro 1, and it's full ETTL or ITTL and manual. And recently I found out that you can either pull a trick of high-speed sync with it. Okay, it's not as powerful. Its guide number is only 30. It's 30, yeah. But for such a small form speed light, and for such a well-made speed light, because this is really solidly made. You can just feel the quality of this speed light, the way it's been put together, even down to the door. Everything about it just creaks quality. My other flash gun came to me free of charge by a really good mate of mine called Kevin, and this, I mean, this has got to be dead old, but it's a Canon dedicated one, which I deliberately wanted, because if you do any research on Google, there's big news about Canon flash guns being compatible with the X Pro1. So I trigger this in various ways. The simplest way I trigger this is using a off-camera flash cord, which means I can't use my Nissan in the shoot at the same time, but that's got optical slave, so that's no bother really. The other way I can trigger my off-camera flash is the use of the now legendary Yongnuo YN622C transceivers. So I use, this is a transceiver, and nicely, you know, plunk it in, nice and ready, blah blah blah. And this is the sender, and it's the Yongnuo YN622TX for Canon. It's got to be Canon. You can't do the same trick with Nikon. Well, you could if you wanted to shoot manual, but if you wanted the full bells and whistles, get the Canon one. If you want to have like the full TTL malarkey, I've found that you can only do it with the Shani flash guns. I've tested it with I've tested it with this flash gun, and I've tested it with the Nissan, and I've tested it with even the Canon, both the 600, the new 600 Canons, and the ones that I've got is the 580 Mark IIs. The results that I got with the Fujis, they were blowing it out all the time, but with my Shani ones, they worked no ifs, no buts. They don't work fully if you're thinking that you're going to see like flash compensation, or even the apertures at the back of the flash gun come up. Forget about it. But it will follow your apertures, and it will follow any flash compensation that you dial in. The great thing about this is that the profile of the, I mean, look at it, it's nice flat. It even, I mean, it looks like it's even been designed for the X Pro1. I just like the way it looks. So anyway, so I maintain two kits. Both my big kit, which I don't carry around with me all the time, is my Canons, and I've recently found out that mixing matching my Yongnuos between my Fuji system and my Canon system is a bad idea. So I'm now in the process of dedicating both my flash guns and my radio slaves to single duty only. So they're not going to be swapped between Canon and Fuji, and I would advise everybody else that it's going to go this way, especially all my Canon brethren out there that have recently gone, you know, mirrorless with the X Pro1 or the XT1, to do exactly the same thing. So that's basically the meat of gear that I carry around with me on a day-to-day basis inside my bag. And like I said, everything's nicely well protected, or, you know, wrapped in bubble wrap or blah blah blah, so it doesn't kind of, you know, impinge on other bits and pieces of equipment. So let me put everything back. Rest of the stuff: iPhone, pad, hand gel, Ventolin inhaler, spare battery, and, you know, spare SD cards. I've got some, you know what I mean, various pen drives that, you know, I can carry extra information on, and I've got an external battery charger thing for my iPhone. Just, you know, I'll top up my iPhone if it's running out of juice. Really good idea. So that's basically what I have in my bag. It's functional, does what I wanted to do, it doesn't stick out, and it doesn't make me a target for crime. It gets me anywhere and can do most jobs in London. And anyway, that's my kit. Hope you enjoyed it. Any questions, come back to me. Bye.